Shalom, shalom. This is Following Yahshua.
And Sister T.
Welcome again to The Rock. This is more of a Q&A session. We get asked a lot of questions, and I'm able to answer a lot of my questions, via email, to people personally or phone calls. But for her, due to being a mother, stay-at-home mother, and the many tasks that she has, it's hard for her to sit down sometimes and really have a phone conversation or whatever. So we're going to answer these questions this way. And this Q&A session is going to encompass a lot of different questions that she's been asked, from marriage all the way down to homesteading. So, and she's working. So, this just gives you an idea that, Sister T doesn't just sit around here at all. There's always work to be done. And she's just as much as I'm out here getting stuff done, she's out here getting stuff done. So, Sister T, make sure you speak up a little louder.
Yes, Master.
Some questions. It's been almost 1 year. How have you enjoyed living out here off grid, especially being that you are from the inner city?
Oh, it's been amazing. Everything you do when you live off grid, you really do have to do things for yourself, but it's really awesome because it allowed us to be a lot more creative. There's so many things that you can do with when you have property, when you have land, and when you have resources on your land that we've never utilized before because you never had to. So it's been amazing. It's a lot of work, but it's amazing.
It has been amazing. Hallelujah. The second question, it's asked to her, but I will answer a different video. It's about water, how do we get our water, and I'll do that in a different video, show you our setup and everything like that. All right, next question is, how is it raising children off grid?
It's better. I don't really know how to answer that question. I don't know what angle you want to hear it from, but the same thing that I said for the last question, the children get to do things once again that they've never done before. So our children, they work out here, but there's a lot more for them to do. They learn more, they've learned faster, they enjoy themselves a lot more. They're safer. It's just you have to learn to work with your new situation, so it's new for them. But they absolutely love it. And again, they've been a lot more creative and everything. They've allowed their minds their minds been able to grow a lot better, I believe. They've been able to create things. So raising children, I think, been fine. They're in a better environment, in my opinion.
And one thing I will say is, not that I was asked, but uh, there's none of this, go to your room, Johnny. We don't do that. Also, they, a lot of times people have, they'll tell us, I have a hard time getting my child to go to sleep. Out here, you never have that issue. There's so much for them to run. They can run, they can jump, they're creating things, they're building things. By the time they come in, it's shower time and eating and sleep. They do their homeschooling, and then they hit, they're out here and they're playing or whatever they may be doing. And then, by the time nighttime comes, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, they're done. They are done. All right. Kind of changing topics. We will come back to this topic. But Sister T, you in our previous videos talked about polygyny. That was one of the biggest videos that was on your channel. Now that you've had some time off grid, and it's been a while. It's been a while since you've done that video. What is your opinion on polygyny?
Well, my opinion hasn't changed much from the last video. I think for a lot of people, polygyny is probably something that's needed, necessary, and a great benefit to many sisters. If you live in a place like this, how we live, there's always things to do, work to be done, and families, are growing, and so a helping hand is always nice. Some people have told me, well, that's what community is for. Yeah, community helps with that as well, but also just in my own family, we have lots of children. I don't know if you've seen previous videos, but there's a lot of work to be done, and you can't do it alone. I mean, you're not by yourself, or you're not going to accomplish as much as you have with more people. So, is there another way that question was asked?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
There were two more, and one. Well, do you plan on doing another polygyny video?
Yes, I am. I will update the polygyny video. Now, I don't remember the questions that I was asked from back then, but I've been asked several more questions that I can answer those in another video, which will be coming.
And the last one was: is polygyny something you actually want?
Yes, polygyny is actually something I do want.
Okay. So. Yeah, we don't want to go through. She'll have a video on that.
Yes.
Yes. Next question. As far as a sister, and it kind of goes along with the previous video. You lived, following Yahshua basically said you lived near the LA area, inner city, most of your life. Made mistakes like majority of us sisters have. How has living this life helped you in your efforts to become more holy, more set apart, and getting away from this world?
Okay. How is my efforts helping? Well, put it this way: living this life, you're away from a lot of things. I don't really socialize with the people I used to socialize with. I'm not around, rap music. I'm not around the same type of crowd that I was raised around or grew up around or went to school with either. I don't have those same friends. I don't talk to family members who behave that way or live that way as well. So a lot of that stuff leave when you get rid of the people who bring that type of environment, that type of influence. So that's one of the ways that that this life has helped. Being out here, when you're constantly working, busy, taking care of business and actually staying focused on the things that you're supposed to stay focused on, then that helps as well.
Okay, and to add on to what she's saying, the Bible says that evil in Corinthians, I can't believe I'm not sure if it's first or second, evil company corrupts good habits. I think the King James says evil communication corrupts good morals or something like that. But so the people you keep around you, and then it says in Ecclesiasticus in Sirach in the Bible, it says, can two, was it chapter 13 or 14? Was it 13 or 14? I think it was 13 or 14.
In Ecclesiasticus?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's 13.
13. It says, every beast consorteth according to kind, and every man consorteth according to like. Basically, it's saying that you hang around people who are like you. You'll be in environments where people are like you. That's where you feel comfortable. And if you don't feel comfortable, you'll leave it. So for her, it's one thing to say, well, I don't, these people are not like me. I'm not like these people. But if you're comfortable living around them, then you're hanging around the people who you are like. Because you're comfortable living around those people. She wasn't. I wasn't. Definitely wasn't. So we made the move. That's what it takes. A lot of us don't want to make that physical move. We just want to, we want to try to set apart ourselves in the midst of a situation where it's nearly impossible to set apart yourself. That's what we try to do. And it's not. It's difficult, and that's why we're getting a lot of communications from people who are, asking about the community or asking about just coming out. We're helping people find land. And we're helping, a lot of people are asking about coming here. And the reason is because they're realizing the benefit of coming out. I had one person tell me, and I'm going to go back to the questions. They said they had watched my channel from when I was in Arizona and when I was in California. And they said that they've seen a lot of my anger, because I used to be a very angry person. And they said that they saw a lot of my anger dissipate since I've been out here. And it's the truth. It is absolutely the truth. In the city, I walked around mean mugging people. I walked around, I couldn't smile. I couldn't be joyful. I'm always, you get shot twice and stabbed once and see how your heightened security sense is. Uh-oh. Hold on one moment. This video is not supposed to be doing this. Shalom, shalom. Once again, we're back. Apparently, I had a timer on my phone, a 10-minute timer. I just found that out. So I still didn't even unset the timer yet.
Oh,
okay. So we gotta get this undone under 10 minutes. Sister T, next question. How do you refrigerate food out here?
Well,
being off grid.
Okay, being off grid. We've done it two ways since we've been here. One, the best way is when the winter comes, the winter takes care of that. But if you're like we're out here ending spring in the summer, we did not cook. I didn't cook anything that we could refrigerate, or that needs to be refrigerated. If it was going to be something that would go bad, I will only make enough for that day. And we made sure that, you know, we have a pretty big family. We made sure everyone ate it. We made sure that we did that. We had to learn a couple times if the meals were a little bit too big, and some started to go to waste, because that's what will happen. You can save it. And I had an ice chest. And I also have a mini fridge, but, you know, we ran it on the generator for part of the time to keep it cold and try to see if that will help. And it helped a little. But unless you're going to run your generator every day for all day or for long, long periods of time, you know, it only helps so much. So that's basically what we did. We only cooked so much for us to finish the food that day, and I had to make another meal the next day, for the most part. Things like bread, if you make bread, you know, that will last until the next day. So you can make bread to last, you know, at least 2 or 3 days, and the bread would do fine. Rice seemed to do okay. You know, you make rice one day, it'll last until the next day, but there weren't many things that were like that. So you only make enough for that day, and that's it.
And also to add into that, I am digging a root cellar, um, which will be, you know, kind of a little refrigeration. And I am exploring options like solar fridges and propane refrigerators. But those refrigerators won't be here this year. The root cellar won't be here this year. So we're going to do the same thing we kind of did last year, which is, you know, yeah, one of the things about being out here is you'll find a way to do things that are different than what you normally done it, and that's really what happens, right? When you say that,
absolutely. There's so many things we found alternatives for once we got here. We tried to prepare for as much as we could when we were still in Arizona, and you know, we looked at options and stuff. But when you actually start living it, sometimes what you thought you looked up, you thought you covered all your bases. Sometimes you won't find out till you get there what works and what doesn't. And so we found other ways to handle these situations as they came up. We found other options, and they worked out actually. So,
and that's the truth. That is what happened. You know, using her creativity, she's been able to do quite a few things that I didn't even think she knew how to do. But
hold on.
Okay.
All of it was not my creativity. Some of it was just he has a lot of good ideas, and you know, he would suggest, "Oh, try this. I wonder would this work?" And I'll try it, it'll work, and then I'll try to expand from there. So it wasn't just me.
And also spending time with sister Mother Kate at Shofar Mountain, and the information she was able to give us was invaluable. So, you know, I would say talk to somebody who has been doing it and has experience in it.
May I add to that?
Yes.
Okay. Also, too, that was very true, because Mother Kate, I know of other people who are out, but not everybody is out where they live in the Ozarks. So Ozarks out is a little bit different. When your soil's a certain way, when you're off grid as well. Living off grid and been out and being on grid now is two different things. So when I spent some time at Shofar Mountain, she showed me, you know, how she had to change up certain things, you know, like if mice came in, you know, what she had to do with her dishes and what she had to do with this. And she showed me how to identify certain plants that grow wild that are edible here and things like that. So with that information, I've been able to use that in our kitchen, or, you know, when we're searching a property, I've been able to find plants and I remember, oh yeah, she said this was, you know, this was available to me. So it was edible. So I was able to do that. So yes, depending on where you're going, you should talk to somebody who knows what they're doing.
All right. And with that, we'll have to do a part 2. Got some business to take care of. So look out for part 2. And we hope this is edifying. We hope this answers some of your questions. We'll be doing this. You know, we will be looking forward to doing some live shows. People have been asking about it, so we will do that. All right. Bless you all.
Shalom.
Shalom.